Welcome everyone to ISKCON of Silicon Valley. Today is a special day. It's an observance of the day in which one of our great acharyas left the world. Also happens to be the day in when one of our very prominent members of our organization appeared. So today's the disappearance day, as we say, of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is the guru of Srila Prabhupada, our founder acharya. And we call this a Tirubhav. Tirubhav means time in which one light goes out and another light comes on. During the presence of a great soul who is a teacher of Krishna consciousness or an exemplar of Krishna consciousness, we gain inspiration, because it's very hard to know what to do in this world. There are so many opinions, and there are many different writings that one might follow, many influences. So the Shastra recommends Tvat Padapotena Mahakritena. One should try to find a person who is firmly fixed in devotion to Krishna, who knows the science of Krishna, and who is a luminary in the practice of Krishna consciousness, and then emulate such a person, take the teachings of such a person. Great souls are notable by their ability to write about Krishna, to establish centers, communities, temples, and also by their profound dedication to the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and our Gaudiya Sampradaya. Those special luminaries we consider to be the great souls. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was one of those acharyas who was the son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. In fact, we're known often and called often the descendants of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as he revived the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which had been lost after Mahaprabhu's disappearance from this world gradually over time, as most movements are. Even Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, Yoga Nashta Parantapa, the science has been lost, therefore I'm re-speaking it to you, Arjuna. And then, of course, a movement has to be alive, and it's alive when we see that the current is coming through what is called the Guru Parampara, that there are a series of gurus, and they have their students who then become teachers, and then carry the same mood and message. Otherwise, it becomes only theoretical. We have to see those who are practicing in daily life, representing the science of Krishna consciousness. So today is also a celebratory day around the world, because one of the current members of our organization, Sripad Radhanath Maharaj, was born on this day, and therefore there's great celebration going on. We have a special shrine set up in the parking lot in a tent honoring his appearance day. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, as the son of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, is what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur prayed for, the person he prayed for. Bhaktivinoda wrote over 100 books. He was a high court judge who is coveted by the British government who ruled India at the time, because he was so expert. And they wanted highly placed Indians so that there could be harmony in the government and expertise. And he also took up the mantle of the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach them all over the world. That's what his books are about. He wrote also thousands of songs. And he brought to light the importance of the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and reestablished them in ways that people could follow them. He started a Namhata. Does anybody know what the Namhat is? It's a marketplace. It's a place where people could come and for the price of their faith, they could purchase the holy name and then begin their own fortunate path back to Godhead. And he conceived of this idea that people would be able to, through multi-level marketing, cover the earth, where people would have an opportunity to come and chant Hare Krishna and follow the teachings of Lord Chaitanya and become successful in spiritual life in small communities around the world, small and large. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in one of his essays about this marketplace, and he tells about the various merchants and managers of the marketplace, as we notice in any corporation. There are various roles to play, so he delineates what those roles are for each kind of person who can participate in helping to market the holy name. And he also gives his own position in the corporation of the holy name. And he said, I'll be the sweeper of the marketplace. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur taught us many lessons, of course, and practically, as Prabhupada said, we're fully dependent on his mercy for spreading the Krishna consciousness movement. And one of the lessons he taught was that in order to be successful as a marketer of the holy name, one should depend on the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So just as Advaita Acharya came before Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and had prayed vigorously for the appearance of Lord Chaitanya to save the world, in a similar way, Bhaktivinoda Thakur had prayed for the appearance of someone in his family who would be able to carry Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement forward. He opined in his writings that my power is limited. Therefore, I pray for, as he called, a ray of Vishnu to appear, to benedict the world, to carry on the vision that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had, that everyone in the world would have an opportunity to take to Krishna consciousness. And in his family, he had several children, 13 to be exact. One of them became known as, or he named, Bimla Prasad. And how did this name come? When he was praying to Lord Jagannath, as he was the magistrate there and also in charge of the Jagannath Puri temple, no small task, managing even a small temple is daunting, but what to speak of Jagannath Puri. There's a lot of cooking going on there. Cooking, cleaning, and worship, and festivals to prepare for. The Shakti of Jagannath there, Bimala Devi, to whom all the prasad of Lord Jagannath is offered first before it's distributed to everybody else. It was to her that Bhaktivinoda Thakur prayed that please let a ray of Vishnu appear in my family. And when his little son was born, the seventh of the 13 children that he had noted, and so did everyone else, that he had the umbilical cord of his mother wrapped around him like a Brahmin's thread. In fact, it's said to have left a permanent mark after they had removed the umbilical cord, the same kind of mark that would indicate wearing a Brahminical thread. This became more and more significant later in the life of his son, whom he named Bimala Prasad, for the reasons I just mentioned. The mercy of Bimala Devi. And that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was up against a culture in which the teachings of the Vedas, of the Bhagavad Gita, even of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, had been usurped in a way, in the sense that there were various families who claimed that they were from the lineage of Nityananda Prabhu, and therefore only they were qualified to initiate people. There were others at the time who had this claim on spreading the Dharma of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and the Vedas, that only they could be the teachers because they were born in Brahmin families. However, contrary to the Srimad Bhagavatam itself, this is, as is mentioned in the third canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam by Devahuti, Aho batashva pachato garyanya jivagre vartate namatubhyam te pusta paste juhuvusasna arya brahmanatra nama grananti yete. How wonderful it is, the holy name is so powerful that anyone who chants it becomes qualified as a Brahmin. More than a Brahmin, actually. They're known as Vaishnavas, and within Vaishnavism, Brahmanism is already included. And by the process of the Panchratchak Vidhi, such persons who are chanting Hare Krishna are given Diksha, or Brahminical initiation, in the system conceived of by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and as is the standard of the Srimad Bhagavatam, then anyone can become purified by the power of the holy name. Kirata hunandra pulinda pulkasha abhira sumba yavana kasadaya yene chapapa yadapashraya shraya shudyanti tasmai pravavishnave namaha. Shukadev Goswami himself says it doesn't matter which far-flung culture you're from. If you take advantage of the power of Lord Vishnu that comes through the devotees, then you can be elevated to the highest position. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, following in the footsteps of his exalted father, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, took on this mission. And of course, it was against the grain, in the sense that there was a well-established power center amongst those who were Smarta Brahmins, who considered Brahmanism could only be achieved by birth. And he had to fight very vigorously, did Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So this emblematic umbilical cord that he was born with is significant. It is said also that along Grand Road, though for those of you who know Jagannath Puri, that's one of the widest roads in the world, because the Rath Yatra festival goes down that road. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as the overseer of the Jagannath temple, lived there, and that's just where Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur took birth. When Jagannath goes on his cart, he often stops along the way for unknown reasons. And as they were passing the house of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Jagannath Swami stopped in his cart during the Rath Yatra. And of course, because Bhaktivinoda Thakur was the overseer of the temple, he took the opportunity to bring his newborn son, recently newborn son, up onto the cart of Lord Jagannath. During the time of Rath Yatra, they allow many people to come up on the cart to receive blessings. And at that time, a garland fell down and encircled the child. So there was some indication early on that this was a blessed child. As he grew up, it was obvious that he had extremely strong inclination towards Krishna consciousness. So much so that by the time he was 7 years old, he definitely would have won the Gita Champions competition here, because he had memorized the entire Bhagavad Gita, but not just memorized the verses, he also could give commentary on all of the verses. And in his teens, he distinguished himself in astronomy and astrology, had published papers, and was sought after by scholars in many places who wanted to consult from him due to his research. By the grace of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and other great Vaishnavas of the time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur turned his attention towards spreading the Krishna consciousness movement. And upon the departure of his father, whom he considered to be his Shiksha Guru, and his other gurus, Srila Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj and other Shiksha Gurus who were present at the time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, to prepare himself to expand Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement around the world, had taken up a vow to chant 1 billion names of Krishna. So that's billion with a B. You might calculate or ask your chat GPT how many rounds that might be, or how many, that's 1 billion names, that is. I said rounds, it's 1 billion names. You can calculate how many rounds that is. For which he spent nearly 10 years eating minimally, staying in a very simple dwelling. Even when it was raining, there was a hole in the thatch. He just kept an umbrella over his head and kept chanting. And as is described in his own writings, he had received a divine inspiration from the Panchatattva at that time to help spread the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. It's often, or always, very difficult when a great acharya leaves, especially, or when one's spiritual teacher, one's guru leaves the world, to discern what one's duty is at that time. As described in the history of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, after his preceptors and well-wishers had left the world, he wanted to genuinely take up the mantle for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which felt unqualified. So he took to these austerities of chanting and only thinking of Krishna until he received this inspiration. And as is recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, each person should take some responsibility for giving this Krishna consciousness to others according to one's capacity. And so Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur then set about fulfilling the vision of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, of the marketplace of the holy name that could expand all over the world. And he was highly successful in bringing the process of Krishna consciousness through his organization called Gaudiya Math all over India. What's the temperature in here? According to Ramani, it should be 71. Ramani? 71, right? Could you put it on 71, somebody? 72 is just over the top. So, how far did the Gaudiya Math go? It reached from the bottom of India to the top. And many highly educated young people came and joined Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He turned his attention towards literature. He called it the Brihat Madanga. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates, they used khol and kartal, and they would sing and go here and there. We hear from the songs written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur about how they would make their rounds in the villages and chant Hare Krishna and invite other people to come and chant. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, noting that writing is speech abstracted and can be reconstituted anywhere. You can say something, but you can also write it down. It's the same thing. Once somebody reads it, it goes into their mind, and then they can read it out loud. And he noted that it can go to places that one could not take the chanting of the holy names. So Brihat means greater. And the Brihat Madanga, he said, was the printing press, which is an emerging technology at the time. Previously, especially in India, of course all over the world, humans have written on various surfaces for years, sometimes on walls. Of course, that goes on prevalently in New York City these days. China, people wrote on shells, stones. People came up with primitive forms of paper. In India, there was an abundance of palm leaves. And there was a system for writing on palm leaves so that one could have a printed page. And of course, that's painstaking and labor-intensive. With the emergence of the printing press, which started in the Christian world, where a man named Gutenberg decided that if there were more Bibles available, then Christianity could spread faster and further. The same happened with the Protestant Revolution. There were papers written by Martin Luther that were distributed far and wide, and which historians credit for spreading the Protestant Revolution far and wide. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was aware of the world culture and new technology. And unlike previous sadhus who might retreat from the world and not touch any money or any modern conveyance, they would walk barefoot everywhere. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur put forth Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy of yukta vairagya. Yukta means to use something in service to the Lord. In fact, not just something, anything and everything. And by not claiming anything to be one's own, but claiming everything to be Krishna's, and that everything can and should be used in Krishna's service, he employed this principle of yukta vairagya, starting with the printing press. Others who are so-called sadhus might say, how can you order such an expensive piece of equipment, which, by the way, he did, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, from Cleveland, Ohio, and had printing presses, substantial, sturdy printing presses shipped to his headquarters in Calcutta, one of which is still there on display in a museum that's next to the Bagh Bazaar temple, that a very wealthy person who was one of his disciples had paid for and overseen the building of, in case anybody wants to do that. Meanwhile, he had given attention to this printing process, which he printed pamphlets, he printed newsletters, he printed books. He advocated for a mansion of books. He advocated for millions of pamphlets and articles and newsletters to go out. In fact, he had several newsletters that would go out on a regular basis, daily. He had been questioned once by a reporter who was amazed that he could print a newsletter every day. Have any of you ever done a newsletter? Come on, somebody say yes. Yeah, did you do it daily? I did one for maybe 14 years, and I did it twice a week. And Shraddha Devi helped me. And she can attest to the fact that a lot of times I didn't sleep some days because I was trying to finish the newsletter and get it sent to her before the deadline. But he did several newsletters that went out every day. And the reporter, being incredulous at this, said, "Oh, how do you have so much news?" And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, well, newspapers in the mundane world come out every day. There's much more news coming from the spiritual world than there is from this mundane world, where the news isn't really new. It's the same thing. In fact, somebody said last night something that resonated. If you want to find out something new, look at an old book. Whereas the spiritual world's ever fresh, Krishna's pastimes are unlimited. His names are unlimited. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur advocated for the mass distribution of literature so that people who are under the grip of Maya could be liberated by this literary intervention, which is advocated for by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, who said to Sanatana Goswami, even before the printing press was even conceived, Maya Mugdha Jivera Nahi Swata Krishna Gyan, Jivera Kripaya Koila Krishna Veda Puran. That in order for a soul to be wrested from the grips of Maya, he or she needs a literary intervention, that given by Srila Vyasadeva. That was part of the Yukta Vairagya, but he also saw that people around the world needed to be introduced to Krishna consciousness, but not just a culture, the actual philosophy of Krishna consciousness that could be adopted by anyone in any place in the world. And showing his penchant for using everything and for shaking up the Gaudiya Vaishnava world that had retreated into private bhajan for the most part. He had purchased fine automobiles for his mutt and for his sannyasis, and he had dressed them in modern Western clothes. And you can see even photos of that, of them in their cars and wearing a Western garb. And this was a principle like Yukta Vairagya of adopting whatever means necessary to give people an opportunity to take Krishna consciousness. There's an example in our own movement, and that is in the early 1970s, after Srila Prabhupada had established this movement and incorporated New York City, and it started to spread in various places, he advocated for what his guru had advocated for, and who had told him, our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, his guru told him, when he asked, if you ever get money, print books. And so the first money that Srila Prabhupada, our founder, got, he used to buy a house on Beacon Street in Boston. And then he purchased a printing press, and he moved it into the house and began printing books. Of course, there's more to the story, because he sent out 10 of his disciples to New York City before that to learn how to print. And the devotees then were going into public and offering these printed books to people. And at some point, a devotee named Bhaktadas, who happened to be the temple president in San Diego, California, had noticed that when devotees were going around in dhotis and saris to various events, people would notice them because they stood out. And they might then ask them to leave, because although they were harmoniously distributing books and magazines there, people took exception to it and said, please leave. Has that ever happened to you, Vijay Prabhu? Somebody said, please leave. And so he asked those who were engaged in book distribution to go to the Goodwill and pick out some new clothes. You know what the Goodwill is? Does anybody get their clothes there? Oh, you get used clothes there for practically nothing. So they went there and they dressed up in same styles of the day, and then they went out, and lo and behold, nobody asked them to leave. And somebody else in our movement had said, well, they're reverting back to dressing like hippies. And Prabhupada then said, oh, please tell them to stop then. But the temple president had written to Prabhupada and said, actually, we've increased the book distribution 7-fold since we did this. And Prabhupada said, okay, then keep doing it. And later, he wrote a purport in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the section that you all know. During the Rath Yatra festival, Maharaj Prataparuja had been sent by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and other devotees to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he changed his kingly dress to Vaishnava dress. So Prabhupada applied that principle and said, one may, at any time, change one's dress to achieve the purposes of the Krishna consciousness movement. It has nothing to do with the external garb. It has to do with the consciousness of the devotees. And that was the spirit in which he spread Krishna consciousness and inculcated that same spirit into the heart of our Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, who then applied the same principles when he came to America and spread Krishna consciousness. So today's we call the Tirobhav of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, the day he left this world. A fortnight before he left, Srila Prabhupada had, our Acharya, had written his spiritual master a letter and had asked him for an instruction. Although he had asked before, he wanted to confirm what he wanted to do. And in the letter he said that I cannot serve you directly like many of your other disciples because I'm a householder and I live outside. I have family, job, and kids. And many others, they're sannyasis, brahmacharis, they serve you directly. He said, what can I do? And his spiritual master wrote back to him and said that if you would speak to the message of Lord Chaitanya to the English-speaking people, to the Westerners, and inculcate the same principles of Krishna consciousness to them, that would be the best service. So he took that up. And that was the desire of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, to see everyone all over the world united in this process given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and was taken up by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who spread it all over India, had sent his disciples to Burma, because Srila Bhaktisiddhanta had a relationship with the king of Burma, who then invited him to set up a temple there. He had also sent his disciples, a couple of them, to the United Kingdom. And they had come home unsuccessful in starting a Krishna conscious society there. And so when Srila Prabhupada and his famous voyage to America had risked everything to start Krishna consciousness in the West, he was directly following the order of his spiritual master, the mood and mission of his predecessors who wanted to expand all over the world. And Srila Prabhupada, who had come to the West, and we know he suffered for the first year in severe cold weather with barely any facility at all. living in very austere circumstances. He had gradually attracted followers, and then he incorporated ISKCON, and then he began to spread all over the world. Became wildly successful. And whenever he was asked about his success, which he was asked regularly, as people noticed that he was in his 80s, he was alone, he had come with no resources whatsoever, Srila Prabhupada would answer that his only success was coming by following strictly the orders of his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Srila Prabhupada, our Acharya, had repeatedly said that he was inspired by a verse in the Bhagavad Gita, verse in the second chapter that says, Vyavasayatmika buddhira ekeha kurunandana, which you should have one-pointed attention to be successful in the practice of devotional service. And that an ancient commentator on that verse had said that means to get an order from your spiritual master and focus on it one-pointedly. That's where your success will come from. So our movement is a movement of the will of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expressed through the hearts of his servitors as they've used their life energies to express that will of Lord Chaitanya in the world, to bring Krishna consciousness to everybody. And here at ISKCON of Silicon Valley, otherwise known as ISV, we're doing together our level best to continue that mood, to follow the instructions that we received from our founder Acharya, and the same mood, which is the most important way to worship Krishna, is to give an opportunity for other people to come in contact with him, especially through his teachings, especially through Bhagavad Gita. That's why here at ISV, over the next couple of weeks, we have a goal to distribute about 80,000 Bhagavad Gitas around Silicon Valley. Yeah. And that's one tiny contribution to our worldwide goal, which is to distribute 4.6 million Bhagavad Gitas over the next few weeks. And this is going on in every continent of the world, including Antarctica, where we have trained penguins who have Bhagavad Gita strapped to their backs, who are making their way to various outposts where only scientists stay to study various conditions of snow. And so we're intimately connected, all of us, to these acharyas. Every generation inherits the spiritual might of these great acharyas. Therefore, we have what Srila Prabhupada calls an acharya sampradaya. We look to the luminaries. We look to those who are especially powerful, who have established Krishna consciousness like no one could have ever imagined. And that's our legacy, all of us. And it is mentioned by Sutta Goswami in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Bejare munio tagre bhagavantam atoksajam sattvam vishuddham shemaya kalpante yenutaniha. And that is that one may be a common ordinary person, or one may even consider oneself subordinary. However, the verse says that if one is determined to follow the example of the luminaries, those who have been obviously been blessed by Krishna, if one tries to assist them, if one tries to follow in their footsteps and follow the instructions they've left behind, then such so-called ordinary people or even subordinary people are eligible for the same results achieved by those great acharyas. It's the power of what is called the Sri Guru Parampara. And so that's our mission here at ISKCON Silicon Valley, is to remember the teachings of the previous great Vaishnavas, to celebrate their lives. And when one of them leaves the world, we feel simultaneous joy in our hearts, knowing that they have been successful in going back home, back to Godhead. And we also feel bereft of their association. But the term tirobhav means that as soon as one light goes out, that is the presence of such a great soul, another light comes on, which is our remembrance of their teachings, and that by doing our level best to follow those teachings, we'll always be in the light. We'll never be separated from the light. The light of their teachings, the spirit of their teachings, and their enthusiasm. That's why in our Krishna consciousness movement, we have more holidays, holy days, than any other religious system in the world. So if you like to party and like festive events, and you like to celebrate great things, you came to the right place. Because we have an excuse to do that almost every day of the year. So today is a day in which we sing a song written by another previous teacher to honor the departure of a great soul. And we'll sing it now. I'll read the translation before we sing it. It goes like this. He who brought the treasure of divine love and who was filled with compassion and mercy, where has such a personality as Srinivas Acharya gone? Where are my Swarup Damodar and Rupa Goswami? Where is Sanatan? Where is Raghunath Das, the savior of the fallen? Where are my Raghunath Bhatta and Gopal Bhatta? And where is Krishna's Kaviraj? Where did Lord Gauranga, the great dancer, suddenly go? I will smash my head against the rock and enter into fire. Where will I find Lord Gauranga, the reservoir of all wonderful qualities? Being unable to obtain the association of Lord Gauranga, accompanied by all of these devotees in whose association he performed his pastimes, Narottam Das simply weeps. So it's a song of extreme separation. And if we can enter into the mood of that separation given by Narottam Das Thakur, then we'll benefit greatly. And the picture of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur you'll find just next to Srila Prabhupada's Vyasasana. And just after this, or a few minutes later, we will perform a Puspanjali, which is bathing the Acharya with flowers that we're offering from our heart to remember Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and pray for his blessings, because the blessings of the previous Acharyas is our mainstay in life. Would you like to sing the song now? Jaya Nilo Prema Dhana Karuna Prachu Jaya Nilo Prema Dhana Karuna Prachu Heno Prabhu Kota Gela Acharya Thakur Sarup-rupa Kaha Sanatam Kahadas Raghunata Patita Pavan Juga Kaha Kavira Etakale Kota Gela Gaura Natara Ashane Kutivo Mata Anale Pashibo Gauranga Gunera Nidhi Kota Gele Pavo Shesha Sangira Sange Jai Koilo Bila Sheshangana Paya Tamuta Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. And now, if you're up for it, and you'll indulge me, I'm going to read a little bit from the Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Vaibhav. And in this book about the life and teachings of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, there are many lessons to be taken. This is from chapter 22, about altruism and charity, given through the lens of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. Okay? Okay, that's 42%. Everybody else? Take a little nap. Okay. In Srila Saraswati Thakur's vision, no one was rich or poor, for all were spirit souls. He compared ordinary common wheel activities, such as opening hospitals and schools, to staving the shirt of a drowning man. And he declared, the thousands of fruitive workers who have opened innumerable hospitals, old age homes, centers for the poor, and schools, and the thousands of gyanis who have undergone meditation and severe austerities are insignificant compared to a single Kanishta Adhikari Vaishnav, once ringing the bell before the Lord's deity. This is not sectarianism, but plain truth. Atheists are wholly incapable of realizing this. Thus, they become either direct or indirect blasphemers of devotional service or adherents to the doctrine of harmonistic all-inclusiveness. Being averse to Lord Vishnu, countless jivas have come to Mahamaya's dungeon to envy Lord Vishnu in countless ways. To deliver even one of them from Mahamaya's fortress and make him a devotee of Krishna is unlimitedly better welfare work than the construction of countless hospitals and schools. To worldly altruists who put forward humanitarian and welfare work as the highest good for suffering mankind, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati proposed, Krishna Bhakti is the only way to deracinate miseries from the world. You are working only for the good of the body and treating the symptoms, not the original disease. Your patchwork schemes of various social, economic, and political ideologies are like blowing on a boil, which gives but a momentary and false sense of assuagement. The real cure is to lance the boil and squeeze out the pus. Similarly, the pus of material attachment must be excised by the sharp words of the expert devotee, the only genuine well-wisher of human society. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati noted that philanthropists are busy making arrangements for the sense gratification of human beings, but do not know what constitutes legitimate welfare activities, describing mundane welfare work as ultimately injurious, being performed due to and keeping people in the bodily conception of life, which is opposed to their intrinsic self-interest. Gaudiya Math magazines regularly ran articles such as the September 1935 harmonist piece, The Fraud Behind Altruism. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati defined genuine altruism as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's unique Amandodaya, non-malefic mercy. There has not been and will not be such benefactors of the highest merit as Mahaprabhu and his devotees. The offer of other benefits is only a deception, indeed a great harm, whereas the benefit done by him and his followers is the truest and topmost eternal benefit. This benefit is not for one particular country, causing mischief to another, but is benefic for the whole universe. He defined and analyzed true altruism. Welfare work is good, but has two defects. It directly or indirectly encourages godlessness and supports violence to animals and other living entities. Whatever attempts we make to help others while neglecting the divinity are useless. Nor are we in favor of practicing spiritual life for any personal advantage. Those who want to utilize sadhus to accomplish something mundane demonstrate that they have no respect whatsoever for sadhus. Ordinary altruism is not the goal of life. In the human form, there is a much more important duty to serve Bhagavan. Serving Bhagavan can permanently liberate people from their material distress and allow them to taste eternal happiness. Our intention is to convert the entire human population to practitioners of bhakti. That gives you a little taste of the mood of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. A non-malefic altruism. Because in the name of doing good for others, as the Sri Upanishad, one of the oldest literatures in the world, says, that's worse than ignorance is so-called knowledge. Because when you give knowledge that's appealing but misleading, it does more harm than good. At least people can come out of ignorance, but if they become entangled in knowledge that is detrimental to their ultimate welfare as spiritual beings, then they can be lost in a network of misgivings and misconceptions. So it's important to remember our previous acharyas and their moods, because to inculcate those moods and methods, as mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, as I already cited before, Twat pada potena mahat kritena kurvanti kovatsa padam bababdim. Emulating their activities and taking their teachings is the way in which one can easily cross over the ocean of material existence. So this is a good day to remember our good fortune to be under the shelter of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and our founder Acharya A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Om Tat Sat. And now we're going to have a kirtan. To chant Hare Krishna is the best welfare activity for everyone. So we'll partake in it now, unless anybody has an objection. And if you do, I'd like to hear why. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Sri Mate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavani Paschatadeshakarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Gaur, Now we're going to perform a superhuman feat by moving all the asanas and this beautiful Egyptian carpet and any other obstruction, and we're going to stand up and gather around the two Vyasasanas, because we're going to perform a traditional ceremony of honor for the previous Acharya, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. What we'll do is chant together the Mangalacharana, and we'll go back to the pranam mantras. If you don't know what any of this means, don't worry, you can just follow along. Of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and then we'll be offering flowers to his image, and we'll do that 3 times. And then just after that, we're going to have a Guru Puja, way to worship the Guru with the different elements of the earth, and we'll sing a beautiful song from the Guru Vashtakam, called the Guru Vashtakam. But we have to do the setup within 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Are you ready? And just to keep things easy and in line, maybe the ladies can be here, gentlemen can be on that side. Are you ready? Okay, wait. Okay, go.
Sahana.
So if can all gather and keep a little opening here. If you can hear me, raise your hand. If you can hear me, say shh. Malini, if you can hear me, say shh. Okay, move this way, everyone. Not you. Okay. Take some flowers. You'll need at least 3 flower petals or 3 little pinchfuls. And we're going to sing the prayers that are on the screen there together. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manohishtam Sthapitam Nena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Rupa Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Satvatutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Keshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Keshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tinamine Shri Varshavana Videvi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatayane Rupanuga Virbhata Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gora Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambu Jayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gora Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gora Virbhava Bodhisvam Nirdesa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Chakkalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurahtishe Namaha Panchatattva-makam Krishnam Bhakta-rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta-shaktikam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Jayatam Surato Pango Mamanda Matirgati Masarvasvapadam Gocha Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vrindaranya Kopa Drumata Srimad Ratnakara Sinhasanasta Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Deva Krishtali Sekhyamanusmarami Srimad Rasarasarambi Tam Shiva Katakastitaha Karshangenu Swaner Gobir Gopinata Shriyestunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Shri Varshavana Videvi Daitaya Kripataye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premaja Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatharye Rupanuga Virubhava Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Esha Pushpanjali Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki. Please feel free to come forward, offer your flowers. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshavana Videvi Daitaya Kripataye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatayane Rupanuga Virubhava Siddhanta Dvanta Hari Esha Pushpanjali Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Ma Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshavana Videvi Daitaya Kripataye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Dayane Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatayane Rupanuga Virubhava Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Esha Pushpanjali Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. Samsara Davam Nalidha Loka Trinaya Karunya Kanagana, Tom, all together. Praptasya Kalyana Gunana Vande Guru Shri Mahaprabhu Tanavitya Gita Varikyamadya Manasorasena Jar Stool Tar Sata Sisi Man Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Maharaj Ki Jai. Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tirubhav Maha Mahotsav Ki. Gaur Premanande. Dear Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, if you so desire, please empower us to spread the Sankirtan movement all over the Bay Area in ways that would be approved by you. Thank you for considering our requests. Everyone who agrees with this prayer, in whole or in part, please say Hare Krishna. Hare! And now, if you'd like, you can turn your attention towards Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan, and we'll have the evening artik. Within you, without you? Sorry. Within, without? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtottara Shatashi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Ashtottara Shatashi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi Ki Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Namaste Nara Shringhaya. Namaste Narashinhaya. Pradadaladadayine. Baladadaladadayine. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Shilatanganakhalaye. Shilatanganakhalaye. Ita Nishingha Bharata Nishingha. Ita Nishingha Bharata Nishingha. Yato yato yami tato nishingha. Yato yato yami tato nishingha. Bahe nishingha hridaye nishingha. Bahe nishingha hridaye nishingha. Narasingha Mahim Sharanam Prapade. Narasingha Mahim Sharanam Prapade. Tavakara Kamala Vare Nakham Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanuvijam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nishingade, 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 Jaya Nishingade. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Shri Nrsingadev Bhagavan ki, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. We welcome you all to today's Sunday feast. I request your attention for just 5 minutes, and then we'll proceed to Prashadam. Firstly, we'd like to thank His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu for giving today's class, leading the Pushpanjali for Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He also, yes, and also we'd like to thank Brajaras Bhavana for leading the Nrsingadev prayers. Are there any newcomers who are coming here to ISV today for the first time? Please do a quick show of hands. Do we have anybody? Welcome, Mataji. Thank you. Prabhu, Mataji. Thank you so much for coming. Anyone else? Welcome, Prabhu, over in the back. We're very, very happy to see you. And if there's anything we can do to help make your stay more comfortable, please let myself or Sri Gopal Prabhu know, and we'd be very glad to help you. Secondly, we'd like to thank all those who joined us online. We have a very robust online mechanism where we're on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. So we have so many more devotees joining online. So we'd like to thank them and the broadcast team. We have a very, very special feast today, which is sponsored by all the disciples of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. And this feast is in the honor of celebrating his birthday. Haribol. So, we have Hari Sankirtan Prabhu who will make the announcement about this. Yeah? All right, that's fine. We'll have an announcement following. But yet another exciting announcement is that after a very significant 3-year break, we're having our local ISV Gratitude Fair, which is very, very exciting. Haribol. So the Gratitude Fair is on December 14th between 1:30 p.m. and 3 p.m. So it's before the typical Sunday program. So you might be wondering, what is the Gratitude Fair? It's where all the community members come together, and the items that are sold are very, very exciting. So, I'll recite them now. There's dabeli, bale, cheesecake, cupcakes, even Didi scarves, socks, homemade lip balms, pickles, and so much more. There's even hot pizza, face painting, craft tables, and fun for the whole family. So don't miss this once-in-a-year event. And this fair will start at 1:30 p.m. And cash and card, we take both. And all the proceeds will obviously go towards ISV. And we'd love to see you all there. So thank you very much. Please bring your family, your children, everyone. Haribol. Next, we have an announcement from Sri Gopal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So it's never easy, when some devotee leaves from ISV. So we'd like to acknowledge one of our congregational devotee who is leaving, I believe, just for now, to India. So we would like to acknowledge his contribution. We'd like to invite Sridhar Prabhu. Please come forward. Is Nitai Kirtan Prabhu here? No. I don't know if you noticed him, but he works in the background. He is he has become a fulcrum of an Harinam team. It's not only Harinam, but any event that happens outside of this temple hall. So he works for the audio, the sound system, the video system, and he has brought a lot of innovative solutions. We were broadcasting, the wireless mics in the Harinam, and we broadcast 2, frames. One goes to the speaker, and then when we do others to the audience. So there are many, improvements that he has brought, and he is leaving ISV to go to India for now, and we hope that this is just a temporary arrangement, and we pray to Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan, if they so desire, that let Sridhar Prabhu with his family come back soon to ISV. Hare Krishna. You want to speak? Okay.
As Sri Gopal Prabhu said, that it's very sad to see Sridhar Prabhu go. He has been very instrumental in our festival decoration team. When you see the ceiling decorations, that is so nicely done in a geometrical shape. It's all figured out by Sridhar Prabhu. He meticulously used all the technology out there right now to perfectly place all those chains which are not even visible when the flowers are not there. So we are really grateful to his contribution towards the festival decoration team. And Prabhu, you will be really missed and your service will be missed. We don't know what we will do without you. It's sad to see you, but we really pray that you come back soon. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. How to start? He has, I think Sridhar Prabhu's glories are unlimited. I cannot express in my words, but some things I can say is that he has, whatever experience you have in Harinam for the last 2 years, credit goes to him. It's just, he's very passionate about the audio video technology. And actually, you put him in any service, and he will do good. So he's like a multi-talented person. But I was very fortunate that I got him in my team, and for the last 2 years, I was very close to him, and we really enjoyed together. And I'm just praying that he comes back. And also, please, all of you, please pray that whatever happens, I mean, whatever, Krishna knows what is best for him. Why is he going away? We don't know. But but we can hope that he can come back. So just good luck to him, and yeah. Thank you.
It's the Didi's Mahagarland. And some Mahaprasadam. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Most importantly, would you like to say a few words?
Thanks a lot, Motherji. So, yeah, there is a lot to say, but it's really going to take a lot of time, and then we are waiting for Prasadam, which is the great thing to bring our consciousness back, and simple few things that I would like to say. So, first of all, ISV has brought in a lot of changes in me. First thing, I got my guru, right? So, yeah. Give me a few minutes. Yeah. So, felt really bad when I felt that this is going to be last Aarti here in 2025 at least. Yeah. Right. So, yeah. So, it's been a great place. It's more than family for me now. Right? So, yeah, I'm trying to control. So, but yeah, thanks a lot for everyone, giving this place and opportunity. Thanks to my Guru Maharaj and Guru Ma. So I got best of all in-class people, devotees here, and then friends. To name, a lot of them are here. So yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Sridhar Prabhu. And as everyone heard today, you'll definitely be missed, and we'll be looking for the day when you'll come back soon. So now we have a quick announcement of the cooks. And I know there was an army of cooks in the kitchen to prepare this feast. So Gauranga will share.
Hare Krishna. So there are a lot of cooks that cook today's prasadam, but the main cooks are Hari Sankirtan Prabhu, Malini Mataji, Shriji Priya Mataji, Kameshwari Mataji, Madhavi Rasa Mataji, Ananga Gopi Mataji, Mohini Priya Mataji, Sham Vallabhi Mataji, Krasangi Mataji, Neelachala Chandra Mataji, and Achyuta Leela Prabhu. And many other cooks today were helped, and they're all His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj's disciples. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
We have a few more announcements from Malini Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I'll just make it really quick. I know it's long one. So, as you all know, that we are distributing, as His Grace Vaisesika Prabhu announced in the class today, that we have at least 79,000 Bhagavad Gitas to distribute. And as part of that, our Sunday school kids, they participate every year in distributing Bhagavad Gitas. And as part of that Sunday school and Saturday school, we have a table set up outside where you can take cases of Bhagavad Gita and you can distribute in your own areas. And you see Kameshwari here, she's been leading the Kids Sankirtan for many years. And she's set up a table outside. She will give you instructions on what books to take, how to pack, and how to distribute. And she's going to give you training. She's going to help you what to say as well. So, Kameshwari, you want to say anything?
Hare Krishna. So, it's very simple. You take one case of Bhagavad Gita, or you can take as many, and we'll give you all the packaging materials for that. And there is a thank you gift card that says Happy Holidays, and this is a community. So this is what it looks like. So you take these bags, this thank you card, Bhagavad Gita books home. You make pack like this, and then you can distribute in your neighborhood, hang it on the doors, or you can knock the door and you can give it as a gift. And you can say that this is a community benefit program. We are giving these gifts to spread peace and love. And we have some devotees in this community who have found this Bhagavad Gita hanging on their door, and they have come to the temple, they have become devotees. So it's a very genuine, authentic program. Please kindly participate. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
So she's talking about somebody who came from this this distribution. We see Vicky here, if you can just raise your hand. She came through this, and now she's a wonderful devotee here.
So I also came to know that Sridhar Prabhu is also, he was here earlier speaking. He will be sponsoring today's feast as well. Thank you, Sridhar Prabhu. Haribo. Now, after Prasadam prayers, we have this wonderful feast that we've been raving about that is outside. This temple room will be available. You can sit to have Prasadam. Our next program is at 7 p.m. So we just request you to assist in the cleaning and clear out the temple room around 6:30, 6:40 so that we can clean up and get ready for the youth jam at 7 p.m. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Sharira vidya ja jorindriya tahe ka jive pele vishaya sagare dharmati jivayati lobo masudurma take jita katina samsare Krishna baradoyama kari vare jivaja swaprasadana dilabha Sayana Mritaka Radha Krishna Gunaga Premera Kushi Chaitanya Nitai Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmane Vaishnave Sapa Punya Vatam Rajan Vishwasanya Vajayate Vasadi Sarva Dukkana Anirasya Pajayate Prasanna Chitta Suyasu Buddhi Paryavatishita Vayopabhukta Shakanda Vasulankara Choshita Jista Bhojino Dasa Stava Mayam Jayamani Shushkam Payushitam Vapi Nitam Vadura Deshata Prapti Matrena Bhoktavyam Natra Kala Vicharam Desha Niyamastatra Nakala Niyamastata Praptamannam Jutam Shushter Bhoktavyam Harirabhavi Bhagavad Shima Prasad